Hi fight fans and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're doing well. I want to start this video by commending Fraser, Clarke and Jeamie TKV for putting on one of the best British heavyweight fights I've seen in a long time. Now this was a fight for the vacant British heavyweight title. The fight took place at the Valiant Arena in Derby, which is pretty much Fraser Clarke's hometown, given that he comes from just down the road in Burton-on-Trent. This fight was both significant and highly anticipated in equal measure. Significant because not only was this a British heavyweight title fight for the much coveted Lonsdale belt, which many people will tell you is one of the best and most prestigious belts in boxing, but this fight was also significant because it headlined the return of professional boxing to the BBC in the UK. And there was lots of needle as well between the two fighters prior to the fight. And before the fight, many people, myself included, were wondering whether this fight could live up to the pre-fight hype. Well, I'm pleased to say that having watched the fight, I watched it live, I'm happy to say that it absolutely did live up to the hype and then some. Coming into this fight, Fraser Clarke, 34 years old, a former outstanding amateur. He's a former Commonwealth Games gold medalist. He's a former Olympic bronze medalist. He was captain of the GB team. Fraser Clarke was looking to establish himself at the top of the professional domestic scene. And this followed his two-fight series with Ipswich's Fabio Wardley. Great pair of fights. I attended the first one, which was a draw. That was followed by a devastating first-round knockout defeat by Fraser Clarke in the rematch in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia by Fabio Wardley. So for Fraser Clarke, the fight against Jeamie TKV was pretty much a must-win fight for him. He was aiming to secure the prestigious Lonsdale belt and hopefully for him move on to bigger and better opportunities. It was also his third attempt at the British title. As for Jeamie TKV, a couple of years younger, 32 years old, he's from Tottenham in North London. This was a fight where Jeamie was also seeking redemption following his controversial six-round KO loss to David Adelaide back in April this year. That was a fight for the British title. In that fight against Adelaide, Jeamie TKV, by most people's opinions, was ahead on the scorecards after being hit by Adelaide after the referee called break. He was then hit by some more heavy shots and was controversially stopped in the sixth round. So this fight against Fraser Clarke was Jeamie TKV's second shot at the British title. So I think you will agree then that there was lots on the line for both men. So to the fight then, Fraser Clarke, the local man, he got off to a good start. He began well in the early rounds, controlled the distance, kept the fight at range. He did the better work, landing jabs, body shots and uppercuts. But as the fight progressed, you could see that Jeamie TKV was gradually closing the distance. And he turned the tide, I would say, by doing the better work on the inside. He was a bit cleaner in the inside. He managed to get in under Fraser Clarke's guard, landing uppercuts and hooks to good effect. And slowly but surely, Jeamie TKV seemed to be turning the tide. The fight was becoming more of a brawl, and it began to get gritty, physical and attritional, with lots of clinching, but lots of heavy punches as well on the inside. Sometimes it got a bit messy, but it was nonetheless very entertaining. Both guys were proper going at it. And I've got to say, the clinching and the inside work seemed to suit Jeamie TKV more than it did Fraser Clarke. And that's not surprising, really, when you consider that Jeamie TKV does come from a wrestling background. So he probably felt a bit more comfortable in the inside. And so the fight continued for the next couple of rounds, going nip and tuck. Jeamie TKV seemingly edging ahead, or certainly on my scorecard anyway. But for me, the defining moment of the fight came in the 11th round. Now, in the 11th round, Jeamie TKV once again got in close, in under Fraser Clarke's guard. And during an exchange, he managed to land a big left hook that badly hurt Fraser Clarke. Now, Fraser Clarke, he was stunned and he staggered back towards his corner. And it looked as if he was going to get stopped at this point. Jeamie TKV obviously rushed in, looking to land what he thought would be the finishing blows. However, somehow, some way, Fraser Clarke managed to survive Jeamie TKV's assault. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And in between the 11th and 12th rounds, the 12th round being the final round, it seemed to me, judging by the conversations I could pick up in the corner, that Fraser Clarke's cornerman was ready to pull him out. But Fraser Clarke wasn't having none of it. He bravely insisted on continuing, and the bell went for round 12. He looked on unsteady legs, but despite being shaken in that 12th round and hurt, he managed to get through it. Now, I still don't know how Fraser Clarke managed to survive the 11th and certainly the 12th rounds. His legs are pretty much gone at this point, and I think, to be honest with you, he got through it purely on heart and guts and muscle memory, at times seemingly throwing punches through sheer instincts, basically. So I've got to commend the heart, guts and bravery that Fraser Clarke showed, especially in those last 2 rounds. For me, what he did there was next level and beyond the call of duty as far as bravery is concerned. And so the fight ended. So after 12 hard-fought, attritional, and I've got to say entertaining rounds, the fight went to the scorecards. And when the scorecards were read out, Jeamie TKV was declared a winner by a split decision and now is the new British heavyweight champion. 2 of the judges had it to Jeamie TKV. One had it 115, 113. The other one had it 115, 112. The other judge had it to Fraser Clarke, 115, 112. Now, I scored the fight. Obviously, I knew I was going to be doing a video. I thought there was a good chance that this fight might go to the points. So I scored it. And I scored the fight 115, 112 to Jeamie TKV, who, by the way, incidentally had a point taken off as well. So, yeah, I thought he won, and he was a clear winner. I don't think there was no argue about that. But that doesn't do justice to the effort put up by Fraser Clarke. It was a really commendable effort by Fraser Clarke. Both guys, you know what I mean? This was a really good fight, man. Hard, grueling war of attrition, plenty of ebb and flow. Both men landing clean, hard shots, each man hurting the other at times. But I've got to give massive props to Jeamie TKV for the win. Winning the British heavyweight title, I would say, is a massive boost for Jeamie TKV's career, especially given that many will consider this as an upset. It's definitely the biggest win of Jeamie TKV's career, and I'm sure he will be absolutely made up by his performance. As for Fraser Clarke, got to say this must be a heartbreaking defeat for Fraser Clarke. He was expected to win this fight. He will be massively disappointed, but you know, that's the way it goes in boxing, man. It's such a hard sport, and Fraser Clarke won't need me to tell him that. But I'm pretty sure he'll come again. I don't think he'll retire. He showed enough in that fight to suggest he can come again. I would imagine that if he gets another couple of fights under his belt, he'll probably get another shot at the title. He may even try and shoot straight for a rematch. Who knows? But as for Jeamie TKV, well done to him. This was a great fight, as well as Jeamie TKV as well. I'd say that the fans were the winners because both fighters put on an excellent display of heart, guts, entertainment, and a good degree of skill also. It wasn't just 2 big guys just throwing punches. There were some good educated shots on the inside by both men. Uppercuts and hooks. Fraser Clarke's jabbing in the first 2 or 3 rounds was really good. And some are already calling this fight one of the fights of the year. And it certainly will be a contender for the fight of the year, certainly in a British ring anyway. So I just want to finish off the video by congratulating both guys. Special congratulations must go to Jeamie TKV, the new British heavyweight champion, and well deserved. And I look forward to seeing him in the ring again very soon. So yeah, that's all from me, folks. Thanks so much for watching the video. Really appreciate it. Please like, share and subscribe. Please spread the word about LL Sports TV. Catch you on the next one. I am out.